Vipassana time. This will be the third time that I'm going, and this time I'm going with my best friend. And this friend has never meditated at all. So we're going to share my experience for the third time and his first experience and see if he survives. Tomorrow the Vipassana starts and I'm super excited. This time I will be going with my best friend. Last time I went with my ex, and the first time I went alone. And all past two times were completely different. The first time was really an inner process of me going into my body, feeling like exploring the technique. The second time I already felt I could go way deeper with the technique than the first time. So this time will probably be even more intense. And I cannot wait in order to do it again and to share it with you guys. So this is how I look before the Vipassana, and this is how we look after the Vipassana. As you can see, he survived and even has a smile on his face that is not disappearing. Let me first explain a bit what a Vipassana is. A Goenka Vipassana course is an intensive meditation retreat where you meditate for 10 hours a day for 10 days straight. During these 10 days, you remain in complete silence, removing all distractions to focus purely on the technique being taught. That means no eye contact, no journaling, and also 0 digital devices. In the first few days, you sharpen your mind by observing only the natural breath in the area above your upper lip. Later, you expand your focus to the entire body, becoming aware of all physical sensations everywhere. The goal of this technique is to intercept automatic negative patterns like stress, anger, anxiety at the physical level before they explode in outward emotions, effectively rewiring deep habit patterns from the body. The way you break these habit patterns is by allowing them to resurface as physical sensations without reacting to them. And this is the hardest part. This is also why you sometimes see old students leave that are on their third or fourth course, because these sensations that come up, they can just be too much. The deeper you go, the more intense these underlying patterns, habit patterns become. Well, this practice is based totally on direct self-observation. I also made a video about the science behind this super old technique that was originally taught by the Buddha. But right now, let's jump into the interview with my friend who just completed his first course last week. Unfortunately, my friend asked me to share his experience through me without an interview. So here I am sharing his experience, but also my experience as a helper this time. Because this time I helped during a Vipassana course instead of sitting one. And my friend, he was a bit jealous. He saw me in the kitchen and he thought also, I want to be in the kitchen. I don't want to sit 10 hours a day. And I was a bit jealous of him because I was like, yeah, I'm here, but actually I want to sit 10 hours a day. So that probably will change the next time. He wants to do it again, but then he wants to help. He doesn't want to sit again for 10 days. And that brings me to his experience, because he enjoyed the Vipassana in the end. Yeah, he did enjoy it. But during the 10 days, wow, he told me at the 4th, 5th day, looking back, he said like at that day, oh, I really hated you. Like, how could you do this to me? Bringing me to a course where I needed to be sitting still for 10 hours a day. It was so imaginably boring for me. I almost like gave up. But there were people at home that thought I couldn't do it. So that's why he said, I'm going to continue until the end of the 10 days. And also that's why he did it. And yeah, after the course, he was very proud of himself for finishing the 10 days. And it's too bad that he's not here, because he's a really good storyteller, and he would have told very nice stories about his Vipassana course. And also that was a bit of his experience during the course, because when the course finished, he was talking to some people before I approached him, and he was telling big stories. So I joined the conversation and I heard stories about that guy, about that girl, about that guy, why he left and why he left, because some people left during the course. And I was like, man, how do you know that? Like, that's impossible. You need to be quiet. You cannot know. You could not talk to them, right? Did you talk to them? No, I didn't talk to them, but I was listening very carefully. So when I was meditating, I was looking around, what's happening, who's crying, who's angry, who's not sitting still. So he made like a mental note of every person in his head. And also, when the people have questions, they can ask a private question to the assistant teacher or to the teacher that is helping and walking outside. But what he was doing, because he was so bored, is he was following this teacher, overhearing the stories and the questions all the students were asking. So that's why he also knew why some students had left. And all these stories in his head, were so many at the same time that he knew of almost everybody in the course, what they were thinking, what they were doing, because he was overhearing these stories. Well, that is a completely different experience than I had, Because when I was sitting the course, I was in India with a very strict Indian teacher, and he was very strict on no talking, no eye contact, but also not asking too many questions. So also I couldn't hear other people asking questions. And I would say that made my experience go deeper than his. Also, that's why I think I had more result at the end of the course than my friend did. But yeah, it's different, right? And he said that he didn't have any big revelations of this I'm going to change in my life, or this is a big idea I should include in my daily practice or in my daily life. But when the course finished, the next days he was different, and he was like getting more and more of the fruits of the meditation technique. They came a bit later to him. The revelations in his head, the thoughts that came up, the thoughts about what he wanted to change or how he wanted to change, they came later. And that was a bit for me the same actually as well this time, because I was working in the kitchen and I was talking to a lot of people. Also for me those things, they came later. But comparing his first time to my first time, I already had it way more during the 10 days. That I was like, okay, when I finish, I'm going to show more love to people. I'm going to buy this thing and I'm going to do this and this differently. That I right away wrote down after my course. So yeah, the takeaway I think is that a course like this can be super different for like all people, different really, right? And also the first course, second course, third course, also again, they are completely different in the things that you get out of them. So yeah, I can really recommend doing one, because you know, okay, maybe some things they can come up that you don't like. It's like going to the gym, right? And you train yourself, and in the end, like there will be good fruits from your labor. Helping or serving a Vipassana course is completely different than sitting a course, because when you help in the kitchen, and you're helping around, I would say, 5 to 6 hours a day in the kitchen, cutting vegetables, preparing the food, and also serving the food for the people that are there. And that includes the students that are sitting the course, they don't do anything, and also the teachers that are working or also like volunteering for the course. And I thought that would be a little bit of work, and then the rest of the time you're meditating. Well, in practice you are working a lot and also meditating a lot, which is a big job. Yeah, it's a big job. And I was tired quite a lot. Like I would say during the afternoons I usually took a nap of 1 hour, because I really needed it, and also they told me to need it. When you're surfing, other things come up, right? Because when you're sitting, you're with yourself for 10 hours a day, you cannot talk to anybody. In the kitchen you can talk. Also you can eat 3 times a day, and yeah, you work together with other people. And working together works especially well when you're meditating, I found out, because we were such a dynamic team. We could work together so well, and I think that was all because we were so present, where you have attention to the practice. You can read in your breaks. So I was reading the book about Vipassana, which also I'm going to make a scientific video about. And yeah, that just cleared a lot of questions for me. Also you get some more private time with the teacher, and you can ask you can ask your questions there. You have like more room for that. So it's more about the theory, about the practice, than only sitting for 10 hours a day meditating. So all in all, I thought it was a very nice experience. And yeah, you know, what is there to lose for doing 10 days like that, right? You lose maybe 10 days, but are you actually losing them? I don't think so. What you're going to do in those 10 days otherwise. So that was my experience, also his experience. And I'm going to definitely do it again. And the next time that I'm sitting a full course, I'm going to make a more detailed video about all the things that I'm thinking, doing, and that are happening to me. Which I wanted to do this time, but since this time I was surfing, here's my surfing experience. I love you guys, and see you in the next one.